love Minneapolis, and I want to tell you about what amazing just happened while we were down at PV Park. So I was on the outreach today that started at 9 and goes until 3. So we were down there about lunchtime, and before we had went, I was feeling a concern from the Holy Spirit about danger going down there. So on the way down there, I was driving and I felt like the Holy Spirit was telling me I was going to meet a man. God wanted him to come to the Lord to keep another brother with me, a Christian brother with me, because when it was time for him to get filled with the Holy Spirit, there was going to be some bumpy roads. So when I got down there, I was with a wonderful woman named Sue. This man named David comes walking across the street towards us, gonna bump right into us. So we said hello, got talking with him, and at first David had a language that sounded like he knew Jesus. But when we dug just a little bit, what we found is that Jesus is not David's Lord. In fact, he's not sure who he should give his dedication to, who he would say that his heart is for. So with a little bit of talking, maybe about 40 minutes worth of talking, we explained to him who is Jesus, and David agreed. So I'm looking around, I need a brother, and I couldn't find one. So what I did was I start with what God had told me to lead him in the baptism of the Holy Spirit. So as I start, out of nowhere, here comes a good friend named Matt. Matt happens to live here. He was in Kansas City with me at the International House of Prayer. That's how I know Matt. And he was driving around. Now I'm not kidding. He said he drove past in an area he doesn't normally come to, and he saw me. And he said that he passed because he was thinking, there's not enough time to go see Laurie. But he drove around the park twice and said, no, I really need to go see Laurie. He jumps out of his car, comes over. He was there in more than enough time as we talked to David about filling his heart with the power of the Holy Spirit. We explained the baptism of the Holy Spirit, and David received it. I think we needed to have Matt and me and Sue there to help David get the baptism of the Holy Spirit, and then I got the last part from God that I needed to do. The Lord was telling me to tell David, when you're on God's team, you don't get to keep your weapons. And so I said to him, I said, David, the Lord doesn't want you to have carnal weapons here. He wants to give you powerful weapons that are from heaven. And so, do you have a weapon? And he just kind of looked at me for a minute and he said, well, a knife, but I gave it to my brother. I said, well, you know, that knife is your knife. You need to get rid of it, take it and get rid of it because it can cause great pain. He said, yeah, and the Holy Spirit was talking to me, no, it's a gun. And so I was like, oh my goodness, it's a gun. So I said to him, I said, well, can I just share something? I just feel like God is saying that you have a weapon and that it's a gun. And he just kind of looked at me and he said, my brother has it. And I said, oh, okay. And the Holy Spirit says to me, no, he has the gun and it's in his backpack. So I was so glad that Sue was with me and my friend Matt, who had just popped into the picture, was with me. And I got to say to David that I really feel like what God is saying is that you have a weapon, a gun, and it's in your backpack. And he just kind of looked at me. He went like this, and I just took that as, okay, God has said to you, he has saved you, he has filled you with the Holy Spirit, and now he is directing you in what to do. It was awesome. It was so awesome. It was a little bit, you know, you talk about an adrenaline high. It was really an adrenaline high. We walked away. We're so thankful that Matt was here. And we went on across the street. There was a woman. God highlighted her. Walked across. Her name is Ann. Ann goes to the Assembly of God Church. And just a beautiful, spirit-filled woman. And as we were there, she was talking to us about her family. Her 2 grandsons were there. One was cutting the grass with her, and the other was sitting by her. I said, Ann, can I talk to your grandsons about Jesus Christ? Please, she says. We need help. So I got to present the gospel. We got a really special Bible here at Love Minneapolis, and I got to walk with Sue, these 2 boys, through salvation. Not only did they get saved, they got filled with the Holy Spirit. And Ann and I, we talked a little bit more. It felt like God was telling me, leave her enough Bibles that she can start a Bible study with her family that doesn't know God yet, the rest of them. And so I gave her the idea. She was so excited, she was thinking the same thing. So we were able to just really influence the area down there in PV Park. It was fantastic. I'm so glad I'm here. If you get a chance, come join us.